Obviously, there's a lot going on around the game tonight. What do you think going in with the whole DeMar coming back?
I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of high emotions for him, being back in the atmosphere that he's been in for many years, friends and family and the fans. So, and he's going to probably perform well. But for us, we're just focused on us and getting better. Obviously, we want the game to go better than it did the first time we saw them. And we all would like to play better individually and as a group. So, getting ready for the playoffs. This is, the last third of the season, or last quarter of the season. We really want to continue to get better and move in the right direction and gel with the new guys we have on our team. Seems like every other day we have a new face in the locker room. So, hopefully, keep this group together and keep them gelling and doing the right things.
Added incentive for that game in San Antonio. You talked about your excitement going back there. Is there still a special feeling when they come here and you face your former team?
I think it's a little different. I said, going back to that building, a building I've been in for so many years, and I'm sure he's going to have the same feeling when he walks into this building. But yeah, definitely playing against your old team it always has some type of little bit of meaning. It's a regular season game though. Tickets are ridiculous. Yeah, you want to do well, but it's a lot different being here than it was in that building.
Did you find it a little bit overwhelming in San Antonio, personally?
All
the pregame stuff.
I guess you could say that in retrospect, given the outcome. We didn't play well. I didn't play well. I mean, but it was great to see a lot of friends, family, and the fans still show love to most of us. But it's part of the game, and whether it's regular season or playoffs, emotions are what makes the game fun. So hopefully tonight will be a fun one.
I don't know if you answered this one already. What do you think the emotions are going to be like for DeMar? I mean, you were in this situation.
So I said him being here, he's obviously going to come in, wanting to perform well. He's going to do well, and hopefully, a little bit of added pressure. It could be overwhelming, but being here for so long, being in this building, it's going to be a little weird, I'm sure, being on the other side of the locker room or in a different part of the building. And, playing against a former team where the fans aren't necessarily cheering for you. So it's going to be interesting. But I said those things, those parts of the business, parts of the game, makes it interesting and fun. That's why everybody's making such a big deal out of it and charging so much for a ticket tonight.
It's like he related it to like maybe a girlfriend breaking up. You moved on, she moved on. But I feel like it's like one of those ones where y'all see each other for the first time and your heart jumps.
For sure. It was a pretty good analogy. I mean, DeMar has grown on and off the court, and he's said some really good things, about that team there and the organization here, and comparing his feelings, his emotions of when he left and how he wasn't happy about it. But I knew once he got there, he would be fine, and the fans and the city and the organization would embrace him. But I guess you can compare it to that, seeing an ex that probably didn't go well for the first time, and pretty soon actually. It wasn't years later we got time to move on. So only a couple months later. But I said either way, I think he's going to want to perform well. We're going to want to perform well. Both teams are going to be very competitive. It's going to be a high atmosphere game, and after the break, which is going to be interesting as well, might start off a little sloppy. I'm sure both teams wish it wasn't right after the break, but hopefully home court advantage will help us tonight.
So after all the games you've played in, all these guys have played in from the time you were kids,
yeah.
It's kind of amazing that the emotion of a building, the emotion of a moment can still affect you, right?
For sure. Emotion affects everyone. Not everyone, but most people, most normal people who have emotions, it does affect you, and that's why they try to eliminate distractions. They try to eliminate, the emotions out of, and so you're focused in. Obviously, you want the good emotion, the positive vibes, to make you play better and play confidently. But emotions are tricky. They can make you, sometimes they help you, play emotional and passionate. Sometimes they hurt you and get you out of your game. So hopefully for us, the emotions and the atmosphere, it helps us in our favor tonight.
Just want to follow up on what you said about they don't affect everyone. Kawhi said they don't affect him at all yesterday.
You could tell. You could tell. He's not an emotional guy. He's a very even-keeled guy. So that's why he's special. That's why he's a superstar. So I said most guys. The superstars, the really great ones, the really good ones, they do the same regardless of atmosphere, situation, They perform at a high level, and I expect and hope that he'll come out tonight and do what we need him to do for us, and he has done for us this whole season. And going to the playoffs, which has helped our team get better and help himself get back to that place where he was a couple years ago.
You think he's being 100% real on that though? Think he don't care at all?
You'd have to ask him.
You know him.
I know him, but it's hard to ever really tell. As much as you really think you know someone, you don't really know what's going on in their head. But I think for everyone, there's always some little bit where it may not be a lot, but I think there's some little bit of care, of wanting. He just wants to play well regardless. Obviously, any team he wants to play well. Obviously, against his former team, I'm sure he's going to want to, play well, especially for this game. So.
But you've seen him raise the level of his game, like that championship run. I mean,
for sure.
Did you not see a different level there from him?
I just think it was the growth of him. It wasn't necessarily of him up in his intensity. His intensity was there throughout. He just became a better player over the years. And that championship run, the year previous, he wasn't really Kawhi Leonard then. He played well. And even the championship year, he still wasn't, Kawhi Leonard. He played well, had a great playoff series. But the following year, he came back and just his game, had grown so much in terms of being such an offensive threat. Obviously, he's great defensively. But I think just the growth of his game throughout that season and for the past season had helped him be ready for that moment and play at the level he played at and be a Finals MVP.
Danny, you touched on all the new faces coming in. Why do you think, with the guys that you brought in now with Joey, why do you think it will work?
The simple fact that we have some proven veterans that have been in those situations and added some good proven veterans that will help us gel better. Marc Gasol being number one. That guy is a very high IQ big man who's been in the playoffs multiple times and very proven. And I think he'll help our team tremendously with gelling. And Jeremy Lin's another. He's definitely been in this league long enough and has proven himself. And another high IQ player. So with those two guys alone, I think it'll help our team tremendously IQ-wise. And they're also great locker room guys and leaders, so it'll help us gel even faster. Even though they don't know much what's going on right now, they're learning quickly. And they're receptive to criticism and receptive to learning our system and helping each other and allowing us to help them. Thank you guys.